Undeniable. Shifters Forever Worlds by Elle Thorne.
Chapter 1. Evie shoved her sunglasses into her purse and stepped onto the bus in the driveway of Arceneaux Point. She bit back a curse word. Her favorite thing to do when pissed. Curse. And foot stomping, or so her siblings said. She usually did the foot stomping thing when she wanted to release a few choice curse words, but was trying to be respectful. She had the reputation of being the most impetuous of the Arceneaux siblings, and though Alexa may have favored Celine Arceneaux, their great-great-grandmother, wife to Etienne, in the looks department, Evie had Celine's temperament. Evie, Evangeline Arceneaux, was one of 3 white tigress shifters of the Arceneaux clan of New Orleans, Louisiana. The 3 tigresses had an older brother, Lézare, also a white tiger shifter. Arceneaux Point stood on a former plantation, originally owned by the man who'd held their father's people as slaves long before Evie's ancestor Etienne could pass. Etienne, who married Celine, had built a life for himself far from Louisiana, never uttering words of his slave heritage, thereby allowing his white gene pool to dictate the course of his life and the path of today's Arceneaux clan. Evie's great-great-grandfather Etienne had been one of the rare shifters who wasn't born a shifter. She'd heard the stories and knew the Arceneaux history was steeped in rumor, and many of the rumors held truth. Etienne had been turned. How he was turned was a secret Etienne carried to his grave. Etienne never planned to fall for a descendant of the man who'd been the plantation owner. Etienne fell in love with Celine. Her father gave her hand away, thinking Etienne was a northerner, never knowing the truth. The old man died without learning Etienne was not only a former slave, but also a descendant of his own ancestors. He never found out Etienne had left decades ago, after being turned into a shifter in the swamps of Louisiana. That former slave had become the owner and the patriarch of a formidable set of shifters at Arceneaux Point. Evie did know Etienne escaped after he was turned, making a life for himself in the north, and returning many years later as a wealthy, successful, and unmated shifter. Etienne had 2 goals when he returned. The first was to eradicate the bloodline of those who'd held his people as slaves. The second was to take over their home. And that was how the Arceneaux home, Arceneaux Point, became what it was now. A home for shifters who operated mostly above the law, but on occasion, they did engage in matters that weren't fully legal. This discovery was in the records Lézare kept in the library. Records of Arceneaux pirates.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?